I want to play this because last week we talked to you guys about Alex Jones and his $965 million judgment against him, which I don't know if we pointed out at the time. I believe the Adam Lanza's estate was ordered to pay $1.5 million. The actual murder of the children.
Actual dude that shot them.
I think there was another judgment for some gun companies recently that was like
They're going
few
after,
million and blah whatever. And it's like,
which I don't understand. Also,
yeah,
it's like, what are you talking about?
The $965 million thing.
Well, that's
Alex
idiotic.
Jones. It's fucking ridiculous.
To have manufacturers of guns, that's like literally that is the equivalent of having, like Nissan pay damages for every accident that their cars are involved in. Because back in the day, like people were saying, remember there was a lot of sort of equivalents being called into question during the whole COVID thing, where people would be like, "Well, I mean, it'd be a lot safer if we didn't drive cars too. Nobody would die." And
I said that. Yeah.
I did too. And people were like, "That's not that's disingenuous because we have to go fucking work and we don't have to da da da." So,
but
this one
that nobody was able to work.
Yeah, that too. So. But this one is like that. Literally, like if you're going after gun manufacturers for somebody who gets a gun and shoots someone. Well, then you really do have to then hold every manufacturer,
of anything that kills or does anything bad
every year.
Yeah, and that's another how many lawsuits we pointed this out last week just to point out how ridiculous this judgment is. How many times have you seen a wrongful death lawsuit from a corporation pay out a couple $100,000, or the police kill somebody and they pay out a couple hundred, or whatever the fuck? So, anyways, this is the thing.
Yeah, $965 million. What's up, JT?
The whole thing's ridiculous. But now you have to start the media gloating. So that's what I wanted to show first. Is the
So this was just a very hilarious.
Is that not loading? Or?
No, it is.
Oh, okay. So here we go.
This is out there. Welcome to the Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert, and tonight I come to you with a spring in my step, a song in my heart, emotionally and spiritually refreshed. Because you know how, as humans, we have to accept the fact that sometimes bad things happen to good people. Well, by the grace of God, sometimes bad things happen to Alex Jones.
Okay,
and that's a good thing.
All right, so now, here again, we just have one of these examples where there's not going to be really any humor. There's not really so we've talked about this before.
Much like our show.
Yeah, right, yeah. We've talked about this before where when you're just purely vitriolic, and
just
mean
and tribal and
it's hard to be funny that way, you know what I mean? And this is just gloating. And do you see how does it seem childish to you?
It seems odd to me.
Yeah, so let's see what he says here, because you'll see how
Oh, wait. Sorry. See, I almost did it again. This is why we need another monitor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, and this just came down, thanks to a ruling by a Connecticut jury, Alex Jones has been ordered to pay Sandy Hook victims' families nearly $1 billion.
Okay, now, I would also like to point out that all of the hatred that you hear for Alex Jones is based on sound bites.
Yeah, people that have never seen him.
That have never watched probably even 10 minutes unedited of him talk. And okay, fine. Maybe there are people that have and then also dislike him.
That's
There's
fine.
a lot to dislike about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. But you know what? This is dangerous. It's Bolshevik. It's fucking groupthink.
Yeah, it really is.
It's getting
at its worst.
It's getting to a dangerous point. And I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but like the kind of fervor that's so easily worked up now.
Well, it seems to me this is what I find odd about it, and you tell me what you think. To me, this is like it's reminiscent or it smacks of like state-run TV at this point.
Exactly.
Because they're just like applauding you know what I mean? Like, yay, the state did it. You know, like the authorities won.
It's the 2-minute hate from 1984. Wasn't that what it's called?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because like every day, remember, and this is how prophetic those guys were. We were talking about this the other day. How in the fuck in the late 30s and early 40s did they use these few little indicators to so accurately predict our future? It's insane. But Orwell in 1984 said there was the thing they had to do every day on their projector screens or whatever they were called in their house. They were like the two-way. Know, like we have here.
Yes.
Basically, you know.
Yeah, Hunger Games.
Hello, FBI,
exactly.
you know.
Yes,
and I wasn't waving to that. I was waving to my laptop camera. But no, so in 1984 they had one enemy of the state that everybody would focus their hatred on for 2 minutes every day. And I would say,
it's kind of what happened.
Okay, this is that to
yes.
me,
And again, like, I'm not a fan of, say, most politicians. I'm not a fan of most politicians on the right or left. I don't spend my day thinking about how much I fucking hate them. That's why it felt so weird to me.
No.
The years and years of just all Donald Trump on CNBC and CNN and fucking, every news outlet aside from Fox or Breitbart was just literally just everything they did was like trying to tear this man down. And look, there was reasons to some of that. You have to sort of filter out whether or not something is true when somebody's alleged to have done something. I get that. So cover the news, but it was 24/7 just hate and vitriol, and that's what it just seems to me. If you have these audiences and you are sort of supposed to be disseminating news, it's dangerous if you're biased that much on any side. Fox News included.
They used to have to try to hide it, kind of.
Yeah, now
Fox,
they lean into
Fox
it.
might have been the first one that was just
really
out
did
and out.
this, actually.
But see, they were at the time. It was like, hey, the rest of these channels have a leftist bias, so we're just going to come out and say it ours. So who
and
knows?
They rule the
chicken
ratings.
or the egg thing. I guess I don't know.
They do.
But yeah. Anyways, let's keep playing this because you'll just see how like worthless his commentary is too. Cool.
You heard that right. Billion with a capital bye.
Oh, boy.
Again, it's just it's a person being silenced.
Yeah. And gloating, right? And it's like, what is the value of it? Isn't he supposed to have some kind of like comedic commentary or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought so. I don't know. I haven't watched a show in so long, but I mean, it's the Tonight Show, right?
Yeah,
the Late Show.
Whatever it is, I don't know.
I thought it was supposed to be. Hello, you are on the air with Tom and Vinny. What's up?
Hey, Tom and Vinny. How's it going? It's JT.
What's
Hello.
up, JT?
What's going on?
So...
What are you thinking?
With some of the things that are going on, I was just thinking, oh, shit, you're going to hang up.
No.
Don't hang up.
That bit is done.
All right. But with Orson Welles' War of the Worlds.
Okay.
It's not Orson Welles.
Fucking amazing
Who was that?
thing that he did,
Who did War of the Worlds?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was.
Orson Welles.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
thought, never mind.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yes. Go on.
Well, if you
I thought
guys...
he was talking about 1984, and I thought he was just getting the name wrong. But sorry. Go ahead.
It's not 1984.
I know,
Anyway, Vinny...
Uh-huh.
First of all, Vinny, I know we've never met, but I really do enjoy all the shit that, and even when it's you shitting in the street, I love it.
Thank you, sir.
But I've watched all of it. I love your show so much. I really
Awesome.
do.
Thank you very much, JT.
So, what were you? What was the thought that you had about Orson Welles' War of the Worlds?
Well, if you guys did something similar, just something similar, because you guys are thoughtful, you're careful, you think about a lot of stuff, and
try.
That your listeners are not going to be
putting up with this call any longer,
and just constantly walking their heads into a brick wall. But an Orson Welles version of War of the Worlds, produced by Tom and Vinny, would really be very entertaining for one.
Well, we'll come up with
and
something. Maybe.
I honestly think that
All right. Thank you
a
for
lot
your
of
call, JT. That was wonderful, and it was great to hear from you.
Yes, we'll take that in. We'll take that
There's another
into
call, right?
consideration. Yeah, we got another call coming in.
We got to go to this other call. Thank you.
great.
Thanks, man. Hello, you're on with Tom and Vinny.
Yes, hello. 82-star general, certified forklift driver, Andrew Critchlow here.
Okay, what you got?
Okay. Hello there, sir.
Also, mayoral fucking Victor at this point.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we'll see about that. All right.
Okay,
What do you got there,
come
buddy?
on.
Come on. Let's keep
We're
it
never
moving.
going to have that guy on the fucking air again.
Okay. That's your new
Vote
proclamation
for
as
me,
mayor?
Andrew Critchlow.
Okay, actually, that's not a bad campaign strategy. I'll hand it to you. Okay. Well, I'll have to edit that whole part out.
Well, sometimes people are just having a few cocktails all day, and they think
Michael
they have a
Walt
thought.
says, "Good job, JT."
Yes, good job, JT.
Okay. All right. So,
But yeah, people, look, everyone on here's drinking, I would assume,
except for us,
except for us, which is,
depressing.
thank God.
You can't do it.
Luke says he's got his vote.
All right. Anyways,
All right.
back to the point.
Yeah, back to the point here, folks. Yeah, it just seems it's an odd state propaganda feel to it at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
but-
just
so he even comes out and says what he's doing in here. Yeah, I want to get to the end of this clip because it's
yeah.
he even he pretty much here just start playing the well we can't because these are on the same thing. Who is that? Is anyone?
Hello, you're on with Tom and Vinny. What's up?
Hello, America. It's Rick.
Okay.
Jesus.
Let's let's go back to the clip here.
Yeah, here we go.
ahead.
All right.
And that's it. That's that story. A lot of other stories to talk about tonight, but I'd be just as happy to stand here and grin. Should I do the monologue? Let's do the monologue. Okay, fine.
Okay,
fine.
that's it.
Move on.
Like-
We're here.
Yeah.
I'd just be happy to stand here and like this really makes you that fucking happy to see someone silenced. Well, you're fucked up. You know what I mean? I understand how. I guess I don't understand. Like, what do they think Alex Jones is? What do people think he is? Maybe tell us if anybody wants to call about that who doesn't like him. What is it that you see him as? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
That would be an
really-
interesting call. You know, or anything related to the topic at hand would be actually something to
Yes.
call about. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand what they see him as. Like, why do
I don't
why
either.
do they think he's so fucking dangerous? And the stretch that they go to go like, oh, his fans are going out and harass, and we like, dude, it can't be overstated. Again, the Sandy Hook Truth Movement has nothing to fucking do with Alex Jones. Those people,
Yeah, I was trying to explain this to somebody IRL the other day.
okay, yeah. But like, you got to understand that like there are levels to this whole thing that you might think of as conspiracy theory or whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's a lot of levels to this, and the people that are serious enough to actually get out of their fucking basement and go out in the real world and do something, these people have progressed past Alex Jones years ago.
Yeah.
They don't listen to fucking Alex Jones.
No.
They're not.
They're past Ike.
They think Alex Jones is a fucking robot or something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or a reptilian. You
Yeah,
know,
some
so
sort of plant. And
you have to understand, like, there are just different plateaus to this shit. And, like, what you might consider to be dangerous elements of the Sandy Hook Truth Movement, they're not controlled by Alex Jones. It's fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean?
It is.
And again,
I agree.
Since we're going back into Colbert, I was thinking about, like, we talked how everybody.
When he made that switch. Because here's the thing. I was an avid fan of Stephen Colbert. I thought
Everyone was.
I thought his character on the Colbert Report was genius. I thought how the way he
But
did it
here's the thing.
was good.
I was watching old Colbert stuff earlier because I was just wondering. I'm like,
Yeah.
would it still look funny to me? It's really not that funny anymore. And I think at the time we were just being like the glom on, look how dumb the Republicans are, and it was like,
Yeah.
it was just like satisfying in a fucking tribal way.
Yeah.
You know,
Just to
and
belong to some group that was like, and be able to think of yourself as like just
We're the
more
smart
highbrow
ones,
and
yeah.
like enlightened and.
it's
and
the
just like,
Dunning
these-
Kruger effect. That's what's going on. You know,
something
I mean,
along those lines.
it's-
And yeah,
yeah.
it's. I don't know. I don't know if I'd still. I mean, especially with that type of material, though, it's hard to stand the test of time because it's so topical.
It is, but I was looking at it today, and I watched just a few of old, like, random Colbert clips, and it wasn't making me laugh. And the writing just wasn't that good. I remember we used to think it was so clever, and it's just very cutesy and what a punny.
Yeah, I guess because I do go back and watch like Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, and I still
love Tough Crowd.
I'll watch that today, and yeah, it's still fucking hilarious. So I guess,
but yeah, I just don't think he was ever as funny as we thought. Really, that's what I think. Because I see everyone go, "Hey, Colbert used to be hilarious." I'm like, was he, or were we all just like dumber then? You know? That's kind of what I think. But yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, so I kind of remember, because I remember being pumped that Stephen Colbert was going to get the Late Show. And I remember telling people like, "Oh, dude, they're looking at him." And
nobody knew what he was going to do. That he would just this like
because nobody
self.
Yes, exactly. We were like, "Oh, that's going to be weird because he's going to have to be actually Stephen Colbert rather than this character."
Yeah, and he kind of immediately he started doing that stuff with Trump where it was just like just mean instead of funny, you know? And it was like, this is just...
Yeah, it was pandering.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
And it
is.
Just
pandering to a base.
It's fucking zombie state TV. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, this is one other thing that I will say about this. Comedy itself, this is one of the reasons I never liked real identitarian comedy. Like, like a black dude would come out and be like, black people do this, white people do this. Or like a gay guy would be like... Oh my God! Everything is about being like super gay and whatever, and whatever it is.
There's a ton of comedians that have just had that crutch,
you can't really do that as like a white dude.
Hamburger.
Yeah, hamburger. Well, hamburger. No, don't fucking disparage hamburger. But
we're talking about Bruce.
Yeah, like somebody like Bernie Mac or fucking even like Steve Harvey. These guys were real comedians. Like if you go watch their stuff, Chris Rock. These are not.
Sure.
They're not like leaning on their identity as such. And so I've always thought that was sort of a lazy thing because you're just getting a crowd of people that are like, I like this because it's me. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just pandering to me. And so when I see this on, like your comedy should be universal enough. Like a Jay Leno.
How much comedy in the Trump years was just... This is an idiot.
Yeah.
Dumb. They're all dumb. We're smart and they're dumb.
Yeah, it's just like that's not good comedy though. It's just like it's so fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Love or hate Trump. I mean, I don't understand the adulation that he gets from some people on the right. I really don't. I don't. I mean, I get like that. I'm finding him funny.
Yeah.
That I understand.
Well, and I like that he, the one thing I always liked about him is he wasn't afraid to talk to what they have dismissed and silenced as the silent majority for so long.
Yeah.
The flyover states, whatever, however they're
the coal miners and the fucking
He wasn't afraid to go, hey, you know what? You guys are right. We should put ourselves first, Which, again, if you're going to have nations and borders and all this shit that you guys all want, well,
laws.
I mean, there's people starving here, I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, so as far as Colbert goes, I remember sort of seeing this progression and just being like, no, like, not Steven.
Right, yeah,
like, just be funny. That's what you're supposed to do.
He's one of them. You would have thought that,
you wouldn't know Jay Leno's politics from when he had the Tonight Show with Jay Leno. You just didn't know.
Yeah.
David Letterman, you knew a little bit more. You know what I mean? He was clearly sort of a Democrat. He would like go after Bill O'Reilly and shit like that. Now the whole
thing is like cartel.
But Bill O'Reilly was a go-afterable person. Sure. He's a fucking mockery of himself. You know what I mean? He's just like a caricature.
It's a big circus. They're all playing their part.
Yeah. So that was like, you had these sort of. But as far as like a late night host, at this point, it's like you can't be one without having on full display at all times your fucking allegiance to the Democratic Party. It's very weird.
Look what's happened with Kanye. It's like a perfect example of like if you don't join that lockstep movement, then they're going to try at least to push you out of the industry. Which he's one of the only people that had the balls to just push back. We're gonna play something in a few minutes of him that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
actually.
I found that pretty.
Yeah,
pretty hilarious.
But no, did you want to watch? Do we? We don't really have to.
The Colbert thing. Yeah, I mean, I think we everyone knows.
Yeah, we
made
the point.
Did.
It's
we were gonna go back and just watch sort of his election night progression because if you remember, everyone thought that Hillary Clinton was definitely winning. Because everyone was saying she's basically got it nailed and all this shit. And when I remember I watched Joe Rogan had a live podcast out of the Comedy Store called the End of the World podcast.
I was also live streaming that night. I guess you didn't hear.
No, I did not. He had Bill Burr and Bert Kreischer.
I had my sister and David Box.
Yeah, he had Doug Stanhope and
Oh, really?
The crew.
I mean,
Big J Okerson, and like he had just like a revolving cast of comedians coming in and out.
Sure, I mean, I guess that like he probably had to resort to those gimmicks because he probably didn't have as much to say as I did.
Probably,
yeah,
that's probably what it is.
I didn't even really think about getting any famous comedians in that night.
Oh, because it was all about
it just
the
really
talk.
didn't even occur to me. Yeah, it was just about the message, But,
I agree.
But anyways, yeah, whatever. I understand.
But yeah, I just remember that being like watching the tenor and the mood of the people that like were for Hillary just decline throughout the evening to like almost a panic.
I lived in New Orleans then. I walked outside and there were people weeping in the streets.
Yeah.
This
was immediately the only thing, because I was against Donald Trump at that time. Really without any sort of information backing that. I was just like, I never liked him on his show. I thought he was a fucking pompous idiot.
Nobody ever liked him, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, actually, our one caller, JT, was always a big fan of his. Has his books and stuff. And, but yeah, I mean, I never, thought of him as a threat to our society. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was very odd to me to watch everyone be like, "It's over! Oh God, it's over! Society's done!" I was like, "What?
He's gonna."
This is a reality show, dude. Like, the fuck are we talking about?
And
He's
plus,
just a bad businessman and whatever.
The White House has just been a parade of psychopaths for 250 years. Like
what are we
talking about?
Yeah,
Jesus
somehow.
Christ! All right,
No.
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 Okay.